Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be taking this 2022 Nissan Altima S on a POV test drive. The S is the base trim. So let's go ahead and take this Altima S on a drive and see how it does. This one is finished in deep blue and I think this color looks very good, and this color doesn't make this Altima look like a base trim. But let's go ahead and take it on a test drive and see how it does. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 Nissan Altima. This one is the S trim, so it is the base trim, and today we will be taking it on a test drive and we'll see how this base trim Altima will do. And it does have a 7-inch screen. Backup camera resolution is very bad, and this screen doesn't have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Alright, so driving this 2022 Nissan Altima S. Drives nice and smooth, nice and responsive, and this one doesn't have the turbo. This one just only has the 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, and you cannot get the 2.0 VC turbo in the base trim. But very comfortable ride, and I just really like the fact that the engine is nice and smooth, and yeah, overall it's nice and comfortable. Even the seats are very nice and comfortable. We're gonna go ahead and take it on the highway and we'll see how this Altima will do. Brakes are very good. Yep, definitely good. There's a button right here. This will put the car in sport mode. It will display an S sign next to the D, and very simple interior, but it's not too bad. And the price is $26,000. As I mentioned, there is a 7-inch screen, and then there is a 5-inch cluster display. It does have flat bottom design. Steering wheel itself, it's very skinny, finished in that synthetic rubber material, and I think the steering wheel has a really nice design to it. Definitely nice and responsive, and it does downshift by itself, which is very good. And for a base trim, it does handle very good, but I am turning the steering wheel more, so I really wish that the steering wheel had a little bit more weight to it. Very nice and responsive, and I really like this 2.5, and honestly, I don't mind this CVT at all. The CVT is very good. There is no lag at all, and seriously, this thing is very responsive. You just hit the gas pedal and it just goes. Anyways guys, it does have a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. It is connected to the CVT transmission, and as I said, this CVT transmission is actually not too bad. Very nice and responsive. Nissan older CVTs are not the best, but I think Nissan been doing great with their CVTs. Anyways, this Altima produces 188 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque, and good amount of power from this engine. And yeah, seriously, very impressed with this base trim. The ride quality is good. There is barely any wind noise. I'm not hearing a lot of road noise or tire noise, but I am hearing a tiny bit of cars passing by. There's a motorcycle passing by. Yeah, so I could definitely hear motorcycles and big trucks. It seems like, or feels like, the windows are cracked, or like they're open a tiny bit. So that's about it. But honestly, it's very, very quiet, and I really like the fact that the cabin is quiet. There's barely any tire noise, wind noise. There is barely anything. So very refined, very comfortable, and this engine is just nice and responsive. There is no paddle shifters, and there is no manual shifting, which I wish this Altima had. And as I mentioned, guys, the brakes are very, very good, nice and touchy. And the brake pedal feels nice and perfect, has a really nice feel to it. It's not too, it doesn't sink in, and it's not too hard. It's just the perfect feel. As I mentioned, the steering wheel has the flat bottom design. There's a few controls right here to control that screen. So let's go back. Let's see if we could go left and right. And there's emergency braking and lane keeping assist in this Altima. The lane keeping assist was off. Let's go back to emergency braking. And yeah, those are the two only safety things in this Altima. There's no blind spot monitoring system. There is no parking sensors. The Sentra has rear parking sensors, and I really wish this Altima S had parking sensors for $26,000. Yeah, this engine is actually very, very good. And this Altima soaks up the bumps really good, nice and comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and put the car actually in normal mode and do an acceleration right here. This CVT has fake shifting, but yeah, this CVT feels like it's well put together, very solid, and overall this thing just accelerates really smooth. For a base trim, I'm very, very impressed. And that was in normal mode, it wasn't in sport mode. This 7-inch screen doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I really wish it did. We're in 2022 and most of the cars nowadays have it, and for $26,000 I really wish it did. It is a touch screen. I know it is a small screen, but I really wish that Nissan added Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this base trim. Yeah, seriously, this thing is responsive. 188 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque are more than enough for this Altima. And this car feels nice and light, and I really, really like that. Steering wheel is extremely light, very comfortable around parking lots, and very easy to drive this Altima in small tight places. The car feels nice and small because of the steering wheel lightness. And it feels nice and solid on the highway. Let's go ahead and test the lane keeping assist. So the message displays on the screen in the middle, and the steering wheel shakes and it makes a little bit of noises. Probably it's kind of hard to hear it over the camera. And it flashes in that 5-inch screen. But seriously impressed with this Altima. Very comfortable, light, responsive. Engine, transmission, everything is well put together. There is the climate controls down here. Climate controls are very easy to use. It is a manual climate control and one zone climate control, which is fine. but for something like a base trim or a Honda Accord LX, it has automatic climate controls. So if you compare the Accord climate controls with the Altima, the Accord is better since they offer automatic and dual climate control. But honestly, this is not a big deal. This is very easy. Fan, and then you have the temperature on the other side, and having a simple climate control is not a bad thing. But I am very impressed with this Altima, seriously. I did not expect it to drive this good, and I did not expect it to handle and accelerate this good. So very, very impressed with it. Again, guys, I really wish that this Altima had some paddle shifters. Would have been really, really nice. Steering wheel gets a little bit heavy in sport mode. The steering wheel is not really direct, but it's not too bad. Again, guys, climate controls are very easy to use. This right here is a little bit on the softer side. This is plastic. There's a phone storage place in the bottom, one aux, one USB, and a 12 volt. 2 cup holders, nice and big. A little bit of storage place. Shifter looks good. And here is the engine start stop. And the armrest is extremely soft. I love the stitching, and inside there is an okay storage place. The Camry and the Accord, they have a little bit more space in that storage place. This is actually nice and soft. This is plastic, but I'm glad that for a base trim, the top portion here is not hard. This is padded, so I really, really like what they did here. And yeah, overall, drives very good, and for 26,000, it's not too bad. Yeah, definitely the suspension feels nice and solid, and yeah, I just really, really like it. Let's go ahead and test the turning radius. Turning radius is definitely good, and I love the fact that those rims have a ton of rubber on them. I'm gonna go ahead and do an acceleration right here from a dead stop, and see if I could get any wheels to spin. Maybe I'll be able to get the inner wheel to spin, but we'll see. By the way, this one is the front wheel drive, so we'll see how this front wheel drive Altima will do. Yeah, definitely responsive from a dead stop, and this CVT is actually not laggy at all. There is no delay, there is no waiting, and yeah, I just really, really like this CVT. And very, very good. By the way, I think I did actually have it in normal mode, not sport mode, but I did get a little bit of the wheels. I did hear a little bit of spinning in the front, but yeah, I did not have it in sport mode. So the seats are nice and comfortable, and if you guys are curious about the fuel economy numbers, they are very, very good. 28 in the city, 39 highway, and 32 combined, and those numbers are very, very impressive from this 2.5 nice and large sedan. There is a ton of legroom in the back, and overall it's a nice wide car, but very easy to drive. And yeah, I'm seriously impressed with the way how it drives, with the fuel economy numbers, the engine, and the seats are nice and comfortable. So for long commutes and long trips, those seats are definitely good. And yeah, overall, just a very smooth sedan. with a ton of space. Even the trunk space is massive in this Altima, and seeing out of this car is very good. So the windows are nice and big, the windshield is nice and big, and seeing from the back is actually not too bad. Since this is a base trim, it doesn't have a sunroof. By the way, there is a glasses holder, and then there is some halogen lights, which is expected, but very, very good car. And I really like this Altima base. And I completely forgot, but the size of those rims, they are 215 60 16, so the ride quality is super comfortable. And yeah, I'm truly impressed with this Altima. But I hope you guys enjoyed this POV test drive of this Altima S. I would like to thank JC and Napoli Nissan here in Milford, Connecticut for providing me this Altima. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come and check them out. I'm going to go ahead and put the information, a link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.